Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the elect out there that's pushing this truth in all truth and sincerity. This is going to be a response video to Apostle Tahar's video entitled It Has Nothing to Do with Melanin. Um, and he did that video in response to Nick Cannon's comment about pigmentation or melanin, and the lack of melanin to so-called white people makes them act out and act like savages. Um, and I'm gonna call this video. It has everything to do with prophecy, mannerism, and/or spiritual. I haven't really decided on the title yet, but it has everything to do with the spirit of Edomites and the spirit of Israelites. I'm gonna let the video play, because he says some dumbass shit, and I don't. And when you read the comments, no one really, agrees with him, um, and I don't even think Nick Cannon really believes it, because for to keep up with all these podcasts or to do them consistently, these podcasters have to talk about dumb shit sometimes just to fill in, however long they talk for. Um, especially now, him backpedaling on all of his comments. But I'm gonna play it, and I'm using this, for edification's sake. But yeah,
they will be annihilated. So therefore, however they got the power, they have the lack of compassion. That melanin comes with compassion. Melanin comes with soul. That we call it soul. We soul brothers and sisters. That's the melanin that connects us. Right. So the people that don't have it are a little, and I'm gonna say this carefully, are a little less, and where the term actually comes from, because I'm bringing it all the way back around to Minister Farrakhan, to where they may not have the compassion or the when they were sent to the mountains of Caucasus, when they didn't have the power of the sun, that the sun then started to deteriorate them. So then they're acting out of fear. They're acting out of low self-esteem. They're acting out of a deficiency. So therefore, the only way that they can act is evil. The only way they have to rob, steal, rape.
See, and look, man, I've been sunburnt countless times. I've never, got sunburning to, I gotta be evil. I gotta be a savage. I gotta go on a killing spree. Look, man, what happens when you get sunburnt, it stings a little bit. That stinging feeling goes away, and your skin peels, and then you're a little bit darker. That's about it. But, I mean, that's just some ignorant shit. But yeah, it has nothing to do with melanin. It has everything to do with the spirit that was given to so-called white people that are biblically known as Edomites. All right, and not every so-called white person or lighter pigmentation is an Edomite. All right, myself included. Like, I got that light pigmentation, but I wholeheartedly believe that I'm an Israelite. All right. And the proof is in in my spirit. All right. Let's see. I'll grab this real quick. This is Romans 2:28. For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision, which is outward in the flesh, but he is a Jew, which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart and the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of the Most High. And I'll grab this one too. Romans 8:16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, joint heirs with Mashiach. If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. So if he he acts like an Israelite, talks like an Israelite, do the things that are expected of an Israelite, then he's an Israelite. And if he does the things, if he talks and walks like a Edomite, then you bet your bottom dollar he's more than likely an Edomite. All right. I'm gonna jump around in Genesis. This is Genesis 25, and I'll start at 22. And the children struggled together within her, within Rebekah. All right. And she said, "If it be so, why am I thus?" And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. All right. The eldest was Esau, and the first came out red all over, like an hairy garment. They called his name Esau. All right. So the oldest was a weaker one. All right. And you see it in sports. The stronger people are Israelites. All right. You don't see Edomites, at the top of these, sports. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. All right. And that's the difference, the 2 mannerisms. All right, Esau, which as a whole, the so-called white people, they love they love killing for sport. They're out there hunting and fishing. Now, there's nothing wrong with hunting and fishing as long as you're killing to eat. But Esau takes it as a sport, like he just kills to kill. That's the different mannerisms of Jacob and Esau. Jacob is a plain man. He just lives day to day. He lives that simple life. And with that being said, like I said, and Jacob, the Israelites are so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And, but another thing which I'm going to get into in this lesson is that Israel was scattered, all right, among all the other nations. Matter of fact, I'll grab that real quick. 28, I believe it's 64. Yeah, because if you're not familiar with this chapter, this is a contract that the Most High made with Israel. And if they didn't keep, the law, statutes, and commandments, then all these curses would come upon Israel. And one of them being Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth, even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And, that is simply put, just because, someone isn't melanated like the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans doesn't denounce the fact that they could be an Israelite, all right? Because you're going to have Israelites come into this truth and get beamed up and be saved that, don't have that Israelite look per se, but they definitely have that Israelite spirit, all right? And matter of fact, I'll get to and you're gonna have melanated people that look like or melanated people that aren't Israelites, because I'll get the parable of the mixed seeds. Slakia. Matthew 13 and 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up, and brought forth fruit. Then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst thou not sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? And the thing about tares and wheat is they look alike, all right? But tares doesn't have, the same value as wheat, right? Wheat is good, tares are useless. And that's what, happened is, you had Israelites that put their seed in other nations' women, and vice versa. Other nations put their seed into Israelites' women. Thus, you have all these nations, their bloodline going back to a heathen nation might look like an Israelite, and vice versa. So the way you discern is through their spirit. All right. Matter of fact, let's see. I think it's This is Romans 9 and I'll start at 4. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of the Most High and the promises, whose are the fathers, and whom, as concerning the flesh, Mashiach came. So Yahushua, he came for the Israelites. Along, like when you go into that word adoption, it means to be chosen. Israelites were the chosen, and the glory was only for Israelites. The covenants were for the Israelites. The giving of the law was for Israelites. The service, all right, to be a prophet or be a man of the Lord, you have to be an Israelite. And whose are the fathers, as of whom the flesh, Yahushua, came. All right, so Yahushua came for the Israelites, who is over all, the Most High, blessed forever. Amen. And then it goes on to say, not as though the word of the Most High hath taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel. All right, so just because your line goes back to Israel doesn't mean, you're doing the things that an Israelite should, all right, because it's more than just being an Israelite, all right, because you have to act accordingly, all right. Because the laws were given unto us, you have to keep the laws, all right. Because Yahushua came for the Israelites, you have to believe in Yahushua. All right? Plain and simple. And he goes on to explain, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Just because Abraham had Ishmael and Isaac, but the promise went to Isaac, and same thing with Isaac. Isaac had Jacob and Esau, but the promise went to Jacob. That they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High, but the children of the promise are accounted for the seed. And then it goes on to break down the story of Jacob and Esau, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So it's really just about being chosen. And, this go around, when Yahushua comes back, he's coming back to save the elect of Israel. All right? He's not coming back to save all of Israel. It has nothing to do with outward appearance, but everything to do with, if you're given that spirit of faith, But yeah, I'm going to end it there. Hopefully this, Lord willing, this video was edifying. Just to recap, it has nothing to do with melanin and everything to do with the spirit, man. Once again, Kal Olam La Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, which means all praises to Yahweh through his son Yahushai, Bahar Kakodash through the Holy Spirit. Peace and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect out there that's pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. Shalom.